So today we're going to talk to Lheas. Lheas has a really interesting business working with Hirox Athletes and people that do like just mad shit, basically. That's probably the best way I can explain
Pretty
it.
much,
Can you do a better job than that?
So basically I work with women who are quite unconfident in the gym. They go to the gym, they've done the transformations before, but like they're just not still feeling that spark that they thought they would do. So I then challenge them and their mindset to do something like Hirox or whatever type of competition they want to do, or even like a photo shoot. But the aim of it is more performance-based. And for me, it's seeing them thrive and showing themselves actually that they can go against all the odds against them. So like I've got girls who've got severe medical conditions and they're doing Hirox. And it's like they've always been told never to do stuff like this. And to see them actually thrive is just the whole reason why I do this, because I just love proving people wrong, to be honest.
Yeah, I think like the easiest way of it is like you set them a goal of like just doing some mad shit at the end of the thing, don't they? And then it's about scaffolding that. I really like it. I think it's really cool. You've been working with us for how long now?
End of January, start
Was it
Feb.
end of Jan? God, that's fucking gone quick, hasn't it? I feel like I'm aging like rapid at the minute.
I feel like I am.
I don't know. It gets faster, so just buckle up. But yeah, obviously when you started, you were one of the last people that I've ever done a sales call with.
Privileged.
I know it's because Vicky went on holiday, but I can't remember what we spoke about. But just for people listening, like what were the struggles you were having?
So basically, like I'd been with previous mentors before. I was still an in-person PT at the time, and I'd very much been put into the bracket of fat loss and like doing massive transformations. Like I still do the transformation stuff, but it's not necessarily like shredded for a shoot or to get on stage, which I kind of was put in the bracket of. Like that's not really an interest of mine, and I was just getting really burnt out. I weren't really enjoying the work. Like I love my girls to bits. And I always will do, but like my passion weren't there and I had to stop being in-person PT because I just couldn't physically do the hours plus build my online business that I wanted to the level and the scale that I wanted to as well. So I was just really struggling like mentally and both physically, because it was like, if I do not do something about this right now, I'll probably not be in the industry for much longer.
Is it that bad? Yeah.
It kind of got to that point where it was like, I was getting up in the morning and I was feeling like I was just completely exhausted. I would turn up to my PT sessions on time like I always would do, but I'd just stop looking after myself completely. Like I'd not have my hair done for fucking months. And like when you're blonde, like you need your roots doing. And you need like to actually put some makeup on, because I had the bags like really bad and I just looked really drained, run down. And as a personal trainer, you have to lead by example. I'm a firm believer or a coach or whatever. And if you're not leading by example, you need to sort yourself out. And something had to give him a life right then, because I just physically couldn't do it anymore. And that's obviously when I moved on to online and obviously approached you guys.
So were you doing online previously? You were trying online, weren't you?
So I was doing a hybrid model. So I was doing both in person and online, because I'm a very hands-on person. I like knowing my girls inside and out and more than I know themselves. Like every time I put a piece of content out on my social media, like, how did you know I was thinking that? And it's like, well, I know you better than what you know yourself, and that's what makes me a better coach than what anyone else would be, because I know you and I know I can help you in certain ways. But I forgot what I was going to say.
Where were you struggling with like the hybrid thing then? Like,
so the hybrid, it was like full on. Like I was doing like 30, 40 hours on the gym floor plus doing the online coaching. Mm-hmm. You know yourself how full on that is.
Yeah, it's rough.
Because it's not like it's just a check-in a week. It's like the daily accountability on top of the in-person sessions, plus then the check-ins, and then the added learning on top of that, content, social media. Like it was just a lot as well.
Cool. And then what about like, what was like the bottleneck in it though? Was it that you couldn't take on any more clients because you were overworked? Was it that?
It was probably more the fact that I was loving the gym that I was in, but I didn't feel like I could grow my online to where it needed to be, because I couldn't physically take any more on. And I didn't want my service to dip because of the service level I was providing. And people know me to be that high level of service and that personable person to approach and come to for coaching. And I couldn't physically do that anymore.
Cool. So when you started working with us, then obviously you've made some improvements with the business. What would you say, like the 3 key things that you've done in the business that have really kind of helped you move forward?
One massive thing is my confidence. Massive thing is my confidence within myself. And I'd never really had that. I've never been as confident as a person as what I probably would have wanted to be in the position that I am now. Like if I'd have started this time last year with you, I'd be in a complete different situation, which in all honesty, I kind of regret not doing. But at the same time, you live and you learn. But like, because I'd always been put into that fat loss box, it was going against all of my values, and it was knocking my confidence because I weren't getting the results that I was expecting to get, because obviously it's not what I really wanted to do, so I weren't pushing.
Yeah.
2 is probably the fact that I can speak to anyone, but like social media and lead gen, like speaking to people online, was something that I'd always put off purely on the basis because I've had people in my DMs before being like, oh, I've seen your profile, I've seen you like this post, do you want to sign up to my coaching program? And it was like really tarnished my view on it all. And the reality is you just need a good conversation with someone and to actually get to know with someone before even mentioning about coaching. Like, you need to care about what you're speaking about to actually understand them and actually make sure that they're actually right for your program, because months down the line they could actually turn around and be like, I need your help, but you know them that well enough, they're not going to suit you. So you can turn around and be like, right, well, this is the position that you need to be going in, this is the person for you. And number 3 is probably just, I'm seeing it as a business now. Like, it was just more like not a sad thing, it was never a sad thing, because it was always sink or swim with this for me. Like, I've no one to support me in my family. Like, obviously I lost my mum last year, which kind of took a hit a little bit, and why I turned to Hirox.
Yeah, sure.
Because it gave me that focus. And I've not really got a father figure, shall we say. I'm not speaking much about that because not bad. But it's always been me looking after my family, and I had to do this for them. And if I didn't start taking this seriously and looking at numbers, tracking everything, tracking all the data, then this would never be something to where it is now and where it's heading. So, yeah.
So let's take the first one then. So, you know, building something that was more around your values and building something that was more around what you wanted to do. Like, talk us through that process. Like, what did that look like?
So it was trusting your gut, like just trusting my gut in what I really wanted to do.
I agree, because when you sat on that call with me, like, part of me was like, just do that.
What are you doing?
Like, she like spelled out this whole thing of like, this is what I love, this is what I want to do, like, this is the idea I've got for the program. I want this to be this big transformational like journey for them. Like, I want them to get to the end and like climb mountains and do competitions and, you know, fitness things and whatever it is. But I want the journey to be the transformation. And I was like, sounds fucking sick. Like, why are you just not doing that? And you were like, I don't know, really.
Well, yeah, and it was just, I think it's because I always listen to other people's opinions more than I listen to my own.
Yeah.
And I kind of got swept away with that, which is why I kind of went into the fat loss rather than fat loss along with the journey of completely changing your life.
Yeah.
But it was just like that call kind of just was the pinnacle of me. Like, you don't know me from Adam, for one, and it's like you're pouring that belief in me, like, that's actually a really good idea. Like, why aren't you doing it? No one else is doing it, so why would you not do something like that and push people to the limits, but in a different way, in a different direction, which is more performance based.
I just love it when people get excited about the programs.
Yeah.
Like, if someone gets excited about their program, I get excited about their program, and then I'm like, right, look, you can do this and do that. And like, this is if I get excited about someone else's program and they don't get excited about it, I always like leave it like,
why?
They're going to be shit then.
Yeah.
I genuinely think, because I'm like, if you can't get like buzzing about like what you're going to build as your program, like, these all hate me because I get ideas and then I'm on the phone like, this is going to be the best thing ever. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, this is the next step. Like, I get really excited. And when I see other, like, you were like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I'm like, that'll work really well. Not even the idea, just because you were excited about it. Like if somebody's that buzzing about like the program they're going to run, it's infectious. Like if you're excited about it, you'll get people excited about it. If you're like, just another fat loss program, other people are going to be like, oh, it's just another fat loss program. Like I think you need to have that sparking stuff. And I think when you did that, like that was a major shift for me. Like when you came on and were like, right, this is the program I'm running. If you'd have come on board and said, oh, yeah, I've changed. We actually, now I'm probably not the right place for this, but we actually turned someone down the other week because she said, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to do this. Like, this other place has told me I need to do like body transformation, but this is what I really want to do. And then 2 days later, she was like, oh, I think I'm just going to do body transformation. And I literally said to Vicky, I was like, she's not coming in. No. She can't do it. Because she's taking the easy road and not building something that she wants to do, and it's not going to work.
Do you know what though? It's like, when I first nose dived into it all and like completely changed my content and shifted it, I turned to Lydia and was like, I can't do this. I went, Lydia, I can't do this. I went, I'm getting no leads. I'm doing nothing, this, that and the other. And it's like, yesterday I booked 5 calls for tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
you got a busy evening.
I've got a busy night tonight. But like, it's mad the fact that if you are just consistent with your idea and you keep pushing the fact that how passionate you are about it and show your story. Like, if you've not got a story behind you to why you're doing it, I'm a firm believer in like, I'm a big, deep thinker, like in things. And if you've not got a reason behind it, I don't want to know. And with me, it was like, I've shared my story and people have seen that I was that fat, chunky kid in school, eating the feelings every single night because the home life weren't the best. Yeah. And I'd go into school and I'd be that person who'd write those notes to your teachers saying like, I'm at the dentist this afternoon. Like, I'm not doing PE.
Yeah.
As soon as cross country would come up, that's when it would be. Because we'd have to run outside with like the shorts on and it'd be pissing it down with rain and be like, no chance. And now I'm running around an arena, sweating my tits off, like giving it my all, and officially the 46th fastest woman in the world, which I will take.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah, seriously. So like at World Championships, like me and my partner Tash, 46th fastest woman in the world.
Joint 46th fastest woman in the world.
Because it was a partner, that one.
Who came first?
I don't know.
Did you cross the line first? No, because I'm like, you're 40. You're
I've
46,
got the video.
I'm 45.
I've got the video on my phone, so I'll rewatch it and be like, Tash,
yeah,
46, mate, and I'm 45th.
But that's it though. It's you living and breathing the program that you're running.
100%. And it's like, I've been there.
Yeah.
I know the struggles. I know what it takes to get to that point. And I'm also like pretty good at what I do as well.
Agreed.
So.
What about the lead gen process then? How has that changed? Because you probably won't mind me saying this, like, you're a very coachy coach.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know, because I also know you worked with before, and they're very similar. They're very, like, coachy, like, and if you are that way inclined, you can sometimes look at, like, lead generation as a bit of, like, I don't want to do that kind of thing. So, like, it would be interesting to hear, like, how you bent that for yourself to be like, okay, this is actually something that A, works, but B, I'm really comfortable with. Because I think both of those has to happen for you to be successful with it.
Yeah, 100%. So like, I kind of bent it on the fact, like, obviously we had the coaching calls with Shannon and stuff. Spoke to Shannon a little bit as well, bounced like some of my messages off to what she was saying, amended it and like kind of tweaked it to my way. So it's like, I don't follow a script. Not going to lie to you, I don't, because I think...
You shouldn't know. I agree with you. It's a baseline.
Don't think it works.
No, it's a baseline for you to adapt to yourself.
100%. And it's like, I don't even have a script what I go off. If I like someone's story, I'll swipe up on it and I'll approach them like they're my friend, because that's how I run my business. Like, I run it as a community and I want all my girls to be friends. I want them to feel like I'm their friend so they can approach me with anything. So when I do message people, it's just like, it's not even to get them on the coaching program. It's just to create a conversation with them that I'm genuinely interested. Like, I'm not being funny. I am not going to swipe up on someone's story or message someone if it's not something I'm not interested in. Because I don't want them people in my program. I don't want them in my community, because they're not going to get along with me and they're not going to get along with the other girls. So that's kind of how I bent it.
So you make it super targeted to the people that have common interests and common likes and stuff
100%.
like that. How do you make sure then you generate the conversations from there? Like, what do you make sure that you share enough of your own that kind of content yourself?
So it's like if like a lot of the conversations, when you are just having a genuine conversation and they see that you are a fitness professional or you're doing something within the fitness industry, like people do just tend to open up, and a lot of the conversations I have, people do trust me because I've had a normal conversation with people.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how I kind of lead it back to like, well, this part of the program, out my 4 pillars, will help you in this certain way. Or if I don't feel like they're ready, I'll send them some free material over to try and get them thinking and seeing how it'll work, implement it themselves. And if they can't implement it, come back to me and I'll help.
Yeah, no, I really like that. What was your third one?
What
Confidence?
was my third one? No, we've done confidence. Can you rewind that?
It's a bit far back. Confidence, lead gen.
There was something else.
Tracking
Tracking
and
data,
business stuff. Yeah. So obviously you said tracking the data and being on top of your business was something that's like really helped you move forward. Like, talk me through the kind of process that you track, what you're on top of, that kind of stuff.
So I know all my numbers within my business now. I know how many messages are being sent. I know how much is coming in. I know how it's going out. I weren't doing that. I can't lie. I just weren't tracking nothing. And it was like, I'd wonder then at the end of the month being like, oh, where's all my money gone? Like, where's it all gone?
Why is it not coming in?
Why is it not coming in like it needs to? Like, I'm not even going to lie. Up until I had an issue, she weren't even an issue. She was dead genuine with me, this one girl, one of my girls. And she was like, Leah, I've not paid you for a few months. I was like, great. I was like, I'm just going to keep you at the old price because I don't want to put it up because of the mess up, but I want to just show you my appreciation because of like being so honest with me. So like that kind of gave me a shit. Like, you need to sort your shit out and track your stuff, because it's like, if you don't know who's paying you, some people won't be that nice and people will fuck you over.
Yeah, I've done it before in my fitness business. I realised someone hadn't paid us for 6 months.
People will fuck you over.
And just check when the package runs out. I feel like we've not had the conversation with them for ages. They're like, it ran out 6 months ago. So,
Sound. When you was all transferring over to the new system, my payment didn't go out to you.
Did it not?
No, but I've messaged later and we sorted that out.
I was going to say Sarah's going to get an email off me afterwards. That's not my job anymore, luckily.
No, but we sorted that out.
Yeah,
but it's like, not everyone is like that.
No, I agree.
And I'm a firm believer in karma as well. Like, if you put that out, then that'll come back to you as well. So
like making sure your payments are on top, making sure that you're tracking all your leads and stuff like that.
And it's like in that, it makes me feel like I've got control.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm a firm believer in having control over everything. If I've got the control, then everything's fine and everything's balanced.
Do you find it easier to spot mistake, like issues now as well?
Yeah, 100%. If I think something's not going right, I'm change it straight away.
Yeah.
Like 110%. And it's like, it's same with like tracking my clients' data. Like, everything's flush now because I've got like my support coach who's amazing. And it's like, if I hadn't tracked everything, then how can she expect to take over my job? And that was a massive thing for me as well, because I've got quite bad trust issues with people, to then trust someone with my literal baby of my business. Like, if I'm not looking after it, they're not going to look after it. Hold back to that thing of like, you've got to lead by example or else people will shit on you.
Agreed. If you're not tracking yourself, you can't track staff.
100%.
You can't track staff and then be like, oh, I thought that was your job. And you're like, no, because I don't track anything. So if you're not tracking it,
you're not
I don't know what's going on. Yeah. No, I agree. I think those are 3 really key points. And obviously by implementing those, how was the business changed then over the past few months?
So it's been like a snowball effect. Like, that is the best way to describe it. So obviously with changing my niche, completely and direct it at Hirox and hybrid lifestyle living, it was slow, I can't lie, at start, which is understandable.
No, yeah.
Changing your audience completely is
unless you've already got a load of people in your audience that are like there for that, which they wouldn't do if you'd never spoken about it before. It's hard to strike gold on a niche change. Like, it does take, there's a bedding in period, and also people need to tell you're serious.
Yeah.
Because there's loads of coaches that change their mind every 2 months. So it's almost like their audience go,
She's here again.
See how long this one lasts. Now you're the saviour of this kind of person.
Yeah.
I'll clock back in next week when you're back to fat loss.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think you almost had to prove that you're serious about it first.
Yeah, I agree completely. And it's building that authority level within your niche as well.
Agreed.
And it's like, I will stand by myself till this day. Like, there is Hirox, like, official coaches out there, but no one does it like I do it. And I will 100% stand by myself and back myself with that, because no one is as personal as me, and no one will put the work into their girls or their, like, male clients like I do. But that's because I care.
Yeah.
I want the best for them. And since all of that, like, now I'm at that point where it's like, I am comfortable with everything, like getting new leads in, getting like inbound hot leads in as well. Like, I've literally said to Shannon before, like, every single call that I've been on this last few weeks, people have turned around and was like, I don't even know why I'm on this call. Like, I'm already signing up. And it's like, well, you make my job a lot easier, but at the same time, do you not want me to speak about the program a little bit?
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the sales calls, because I don't see them as sales calls. I see them as like getting to know someone.
Agreed.
Like, and I think that's where a lot of fitness people, like, in the industry get it wrong, because they see them as like a sales call.
A lot of the sale is done way before
Prior,
that point. Yeah, for sure. How has that change kind of not changed your life, but like impacted on your life, like maybe stress levels and time and stuff?
So, like, with me, like, my stress levels before, like I said to you before, like, it was ridiculous. Like, it was like make or break. If this didn't work, I'd be working in like a supermarket or something, or using my degree that I don't even frigging use now.
Maybe the second option rather than the first.
Maybe, but then that fashion's also a bit brutal, isn't it?
Can be, yeah.
A bit brutal, like ripping someone's work up in front of you in uni.
Yeah.
Not great.
One of my best mates' wife used to work for, what was the one that was on TV?
Which one?
Misguided.
Oh yeah.
So like, I've heard.
Yeah.
It's very, very like fast
So
paced,
cutthroat.
isn't it? Yeah.
So cutthroat. And if I hadn't have sorted my stress levels out, I suffer quite bad with my mental health at times, understandably. I've been through a lot in my life, like I will. It's a byproduct of what's happened to me when I was a child. So I'm still quite an anxious person at times, but by taking back that control of my business and having that as my control, then like life's just got a lot easier. Like, I'm looking at moving out moving out and getting my own house. Like, we're booking holidays, like, that I never thought I would do. Like, we went to the Dominican last year. Like, we're looking to go to Mexico in December.
Oh, you love the Caribbean, don't you?
Yeah, I like a nice holiday. Going to Milan next week. And it's like, next year I want to take my whole family away. Like, family's a massive value to me. I love spending time with my family. So, like, wanting to take them away on holiday and, like, take people away that probably hadn't had the opportunity, like, when we was kids, it just makes me feel really good inside, because it's like, I wish my mum would still be here to do stuff like that with us and see how well I'm doing for us all. Like, I think...
Sure she knows, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm getting emotional.
Nice. I am, fucking hell.
I made Vicky cry on a sales call.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm not far off.
But it's like, if I had never have took that jump and just gone with my goal, like, I was going to start with you in August last year, I can't lie, but it was between you and this other business mentor. I went with the other one. Stupid mistake from my end.
We all make mistakes.
Stupid mistake from my end.
I've made loads, don't worry about it.
But like, that kind of like tarnished my like relationship with money as well, and pouring trust in people with my money. So like, to put it in you and then to get the return, and not only like, not return necessarily with money and like income and revenue, like, it's not all about that. Like, it really isn't for me. Like, the confidence return that I've got within myself, and to actually sit here and back myself, I would never thought I ever would have done. Like, ever. Not, never in a million years. Like, if you'd have seen me like back in high school, you'd have thought, I don't know what she's going to end up doing. Like, in her life. like I was so lost and didn't know what I wanted to do. But I always danced and did stuff actively. But because I was a bigger girl, I got told not to do it. So I never did. And then went and did fashion because I'm quite creative. I also did a bit of music and a bit of DJing in there as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Tried a lot.
So it's like, you've just got to go with what you're good at and trust your gut, I think, a lot of the time as well.
Yeah.
100%.
I've lost my train of thought because I got really upset then for a minute.
Sorry.
It's all right. That's amazing. I can't end that on a call to action. I feel really upset. Sorry, you're just going to have to fucking book your own call. Message someone on the team. No, and honestly, thank you very much for going through that. I think that will inspire a lot of people. Yeah.
I'll do your call to action if you want.
Do the call to action for us,
If you actually want to change your life and sort your shit out, then is there a link in the bottom?
Well, yeah, we'll put a link in the description.
We'll put a link in the bottom and just have a quick chat, and then you'll just change your life and you'll probably never regret it. Don't do what I did.
Yeah, don't work with anyone else
Trust
ever.
your gut.